Well guys, take a look at this. Much better weather. Oh, in last week's video, you guys would have seen that we've had rain, and I mean like downpouring rain, for the past 8 days. And finally today, the storm blew past. It brought in some warmer weather and the sunshine. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hang around here for too long to enjoy it. I'm going to be heading into town today to get some plants for the garden and seeds and all that stuff. My mom just sent me a list of what she wants planted this year. And then also to get some more groceries because we're getting pretty low on storage right now. I know you want to come, but you have to stay. I'm sorry. Guard the island. Alrighty, let's make our way into town. I'm gonna see if I can get a haircut as well, because it's been a while, but I actually ended up sleeping in. My alarm didn't go off, and it's just such a cozy bed there in the master room, so I stayed in bed. So I'm leaving a little bit later than I would have wanted to. It's a pretty far drive each time I go into town, so it's not really so much like shopping and stuff. It's just the drive there, the drive back, and then of course with everything you buy here, you also have to load it into the boat and drive it across the lake. So let's see if we can get everything we need in hopefully just one boatload. I always love going into the garden sections of stores. Ever since I was young, my mom used to actually have a business that did like flowers and gardens and stuff. And I always remember when I was very young, I would go with her when she would buy a lot of the stuff. And it's always been one of my favorite smells is those garden centers. I guess it's just like, I don't know what the word would be, but like wet flowers and stuff. Always loved it, so that was kind of nice. Beautiful sunny day. I think I'm overdressed, but I got 4 tomato plants of different kinds, like I don't know, like slice and beefsteak and all those. And then I got rosemary, thyme, mint, chives, parsley, basil, and a couple other things, as well as some new soil that I'm going to add to the gardens. And as soon as we get back, I'll try and plant those if I get back before the sun sets. Got a few more things to do, groceries, haircut, and then we can head home. Well guys, we got a nice little load of groceries and soil and plants. So let's head back, we'll offload everything, put it in the freezer, and then we can start planting this year's garden. Where's that happy dog? Oh, oh, wow, hey, oh, wow. Well, guys, we got some of the plants in the ground. The sun's gonna be setting soon, and there is a whole bunch of mosquitoes. You know, it's not too big of a deal as long as I get the proper bug repellent and stuff. I totally forgot that mosquitoes were even a thing just because it's been a pretty late year for them this year. Like, usually they would show up a lot earlier. But I'm not really complaining for that time we had without them. Right, Lando? He doesn't like the mosquitoes either. He was just laying in the flower bed, which he shouldn't be doing, and getting attacked by them. So definitely going to have to give him some bug repellent as well. Like I was saying, I got a couple of the tomato plants in. I'm not going to plant the rest until tomorrow morning. One, because of the bugs, and two, because I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. I want to watch a couple YouTube videos tonight and kind of figure out how all of this works, because I've helped my mom with the gardens for quite a while, but I've never planted anything, so I don't know, you know, like even with the tomato plants, I don't know if I'm supposed to leave them in that brown little like mesh pot thing, or if I'm supposed to take them out. So I'm gonna figure all that out, and if so, then I'll fix that tomorrow. But I also bought some new soil bags. The soil in the gardens right now is totally fine. There's a little bit of weeding and stuff I'll do tomorrow as well. But a couple of the spots are a little bit lower than the others because of Lando again. He likes to dig down to the cold dirt and sleep in it. So I have to fill those holes and then keep him out of there for a while. And then I'll plant everything else. The tomato plants looked good except for one of the slicer tomato plants that seemed to have kind of wilted during the hot car ride home. So I just sprayed everything down with a little bit of water, and then I'll see if the plant improves or not. Hopefully it will. That'd be pretty funny for the first time and kill a plant on the first day. But I think it'll turn out good. We're going to make those gardens look perfect tomorrow, and hopefully I can figure out everything I need to do and do it well, because having a garden, especially when you're living off-grid like this, is an absolute must. One, I find it really fun and relaxing to work in the gardens once they're a little more grown. And also you get fresh produce, and it just always ends up tasting better. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, or maybe it was yeah, 2 falls ago, I think, I made a tomato soup from all of the tomatoes grown here on the island, and it just tastes so much better when it comes from your own garden. So I'm really looking forward to all of this. I really want to learn as much as I can, since I don't have anyone here to help me this time. And yeah, I'm having fun. It was fun shopping for everything, and I look forward to getting the garden all good to go tomorrow. All right, guys, so I've got everything in the ground now. I just realized we have so much more room than I originally thought, so I think I'm going to go back into town later and buy some more plants, or at least some seeds. I just need to think of what I would want to plant, and then we can pick that up. But for now, we have green onions, of course. We've got rosemary, 2 types of basil, thyme, chives, parsley, and of course we have our tomato plants. We've got the beefsteak tomato, we've got the paste tomato, the slicer tomato, and his brother, the other slicer tomato that's not doing too well, but I still have hope that he can pull through. So yeah, it's a pretty good start to the garden, honestly. The soil looks a lot better after I kind of mixed it around, put the topsoil at the bottom and, you know, so on. And then I also added one of the new bags of soil that I purchased to the top as well. And I still have 3 more bags. And I think I'm gonna add that to this garden bed over here because this one hasn't been used for anything yet. I'm gonna have to talk to my mom and see what her plan was with the garden, because I can see here in this one, we've got some stuff that's already starting to grow. So I'm gonna leave that one as it is. Just weed it, you know, maybe add some of that new soil and then obviously keep it watered. But for this one here, since I checked and there is nothing, I think I'm gonna plant a whole bunch of potatoes. Potatoes are my favorite thing ever. They're the most versatile food in my opinion. Like, there's just so many recipes and different ways to cook it and they taste great. So I'm gonna grow some potatoes. I've always wanted to do that and I haven't really tried yet. So yeah, that's gonna be next up on the gardening to-do list. Come on, inside. Wow, guys, I have never seen this crazy of wind before. And it just started downpouring rain as well. I'm gonna quickly grab a rain jacket and run outside because I left some laundry on the clothes hanger. And depending on how this rain picks up, I'm definitely going to have to put a tarp over our brand new planted garden, just because it's all, you know, still the soil soft and the plants are still young, so I don't think it'd be very good for them to be exposed to a monsoon. Oh, wow, that happens so fast though. Like, there's a few scenes I filmed earlier today of it raining, but it was such light rain and it was super calm and, you know, it'd come off and on. And then I was just sitting here and the sky got dark and it's just nuts. Wow. Well, guys, I got everything that shouldn't be out in the rain inside. I wasn't able to film too much because obviously I'm just kind of running to get everything inside. And I can't use my big camera because it's not waterproof. So I hope that this little Osmo here is capturing everything. What a storm, I was not expecting that. I had planned on planting my potatoes today, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. Another big thing is my sister just wrote me saying that they're heading up here to come stay the weekend, my sister and her husband Matt. So I'm going to prepare a room for them and clean up the cabin a little bit more. It's all clean, but you know, just like make it nice with candles and stuff. And then hopefully this storm will have mostly passed when I go to pick them up, because I would not want to take a boat out right now. It's way too windy, and the waves, it's like white caps out in the center of the lake. I'll see if I can take my big camera out to film so you guys can really see the storm, but I can't promise anything due to the rain. But I'm excited to have Caroline and Matt up here though. I'm sure we'll have some fun. It's been 2.5 weeks since I've seen anybody, so that'll be kind of nice. They're just coming up for the weekend. They're planning on doing some hikes, so they'll stay here. And then they'll leave Monday. But Lando's definitely going to like it. He's going to like having his sister back up at the island. I just got to make sure that if I take them across and it's all wet and rainy, then they've got a nice warm and cozy cabin to come home to. I don't think that I'll have to tarp the garden, just because I was looking it up and there's still a risk that the plants could drown or you know, get wrecked from the rain and wind. But my initial plan was to tarp them, and usually people have like these little frames over that the tarp goes on, so it's not pooling up water and crushing the plants, which I don't have. So I think that I'm just gonna have to risk it, and hopefully the plants will be okay. Lando, as you can see, is a big baby when it comes to thunder and especially rain. He just, he really doesn't like it. So he's probably just going to sit inside. I'll bundle him up in his blanket again, and you can just wait out the storm in here while I get everything ready, okay? Well, guys, it is currently almost 1 in the morning now. It turns out that Caroline and Matt weren't able to make it tonight. They're going to have to get a hotel a couple hours south and then drive up in the morning. The reason they couldn't get here is because they got almost here, and then there was a big car accident and the entire lane was closed. And they talked with the cops and they just said, go back, like it's not going to open anytime soon. So they can't make it tonight, but I cleaned up everything for them to come. So I thought I might as well show you guys a little bit of the cabin. I'm not going to do a full tour. I'm
I basically just I cleaned the whole thing, so I might as well show it to you guys. But it's also downpouring. It is downpouring rain. The wind cut down a little bit, which is really nice. But yeah, the rain didn't go anywhere. So keep in mind, I had to pull a lot of stuff in from the rain, and I was also just cleaning, so it's not perfect, but this is the main room of the cabin. This is the largest room, first of all, but it also is the original cabin. All of this, all of the logs here, everything that was built way back in the 40s. And when we first purchased this place and our family first moved out here, this was the only part to the cabin. This one room was where our entire family of 5 slept. We used to have a little couch here that would turn into a bed and extend, and that's where me and my brother would sleep. And then we had a bed in that corner where my parents would sleep. And yeah, there was a lot less room in here because everything had to fit in the one room. It's also where our kitchen was. We still got this old propane stove. We've never replaced it because it works perfectly and it's just so efficient and nice. They really don't make them like they used to. The oven's a little bit dirty, but it works great. We've added a few things like this table where we can store a lot of our pots and pans. There used to be a big propane fridge here, but that one stopped working, so we put this. And right now I have so much stuff here just because like I have all my teas and stuff for coffee and oils. Um, my mom usually has it a lot cleaner. This is where all the cooking happens. This is the original fireplace that used to heat the entire cabin. We now have propane heaters all over the house, but still, even to this day, this one fireplace is enough to heat up the cabin most of the year round. Well, I said I wasn't going to go into too much detail, and then I started talking about everything in the room, so we'll go a little bit faster. But before we do, these are the potatoes I cut up yesterday. You can see how like it's kind of growing a skin on the side where I cut it. And I think that's the reason why they said to leave them overnight is so that these sides can kind of heal up a bit so they don't rot when you put them in the ground. Just something cool that I didn't know that I thought you would like to know in case you ever want to try growing potatoes too. This corridor here is actually also original, or at least there used to be something like this in the way. We tore it down when we built the extension, but you used to walk through here and we had a bathtub in the corner and our water heater on the other side and a bunk bed right here, but it was really small. It wasn't much bigger than this is now. This, now that we've built the extension, is our little pantry section. Again, it's a mess because I'm the one taking care of it, but this is where we keep a lot of our stuff. We also have the fridge here, which is also a propane fridge, but it's a lot newer than the one we had previously, so it works a lot better. And then my dad also built these shelves up top to hold everything else we would need. In here is our bathroom, which is, you know, a bathroom. It's got a sink and a toilet and a shower. Just having a toilet and a shower inside the cabin is such a big thing. Back in the day, you've probably seen the outhouse on earlier videos. That's all we had. You'd have to walk out to the outhouse, and it didn't matter if it was blazing hot in the summer or freezing cold, like negative 40 Celsius in the winter. That was the only toilet you had. And of course, there was no shower except for jumping in the lake. So that's really nice. In here is the master bedroom. This is where I've been sleeping for the past few days, but this is my parents' room. Super cozy in here. I love the way the light kind of reflects on these walls. They're a lot lighter than the original stain, so it just makes it look super cozy and warm in here, even in the winter. This is the editing studio, which is a really big mess right now because I was just organizing all of my camera gear and it's kind of scattered to the winds. But I also have my little setup here. I think I showed this earlier. It's like a drawing tablet where I can draw some pictures. And this is also where I'll be editing this week's video. This is my brother Peter's room, which is of course filled with all of his books. This is the bunk bed. I used to sleep on top. Now he just uses that for storage since I moved into my cabin section over there in the workshop. But yeah, it's super cozy in here. That's his bed down there. Lando's been sleeping there on that little blanket since Peter's gone right now. That is an original black bear pelt that was in this cabin.
way back then. It would have been, you know, hunted back in the 40s, and it's really cool. That's even a small black bear, but it's still huge, and we have a lot of them around here. That is a bobcat that was also here when we bought the place. That was one of the antlers we found, and then here on top is our collection, me and my brother's collection from traveling all over. We've purchased little things here and there and brought them back with us. I think my favorite part to this collection so far is that little Viking dude up there. That was actually a gift from our good friend Clay Croft, who is the founder of Expedition Overland. That's basically the mastermind behind all of those amazing expeditions that me and my brother and my sister have gone on in the past. And that's one of the trips my brother is on right now. But he gave us that statue when we were in Norway at the Nidaros Cathedral. And it's got a pretty cool story to it. The Nidaros Cathedral is an amazing building. It's just so much history, and it was really fun exploring that place. But those are actually made out of the, I guess you would call it like the plaster or the mortar that was in between the original stones of the cathedral. At some point, they had to take apart parts of the cathedral and re-put it together, and they took the original mortar and turned them into a couple statues like that. So we have one, and Clay has one of the matching ones, and every time I look at it, it's great. It's actually got a whole bunch of signatures on the bottom from everybody that was on the expedition with us, and yeah, it's just really cool. Well, yeah, that was just a quick little look around. I think I'm just going to go to bed because it's getting pretty late, and then we'll figure out when Matt and Caroline are coming tomorrow and pick them up. But I hope you guys enjoyed that little tour. I would like to show you guys the outside, but I'm sure you've seen it before, and it's also downpouring raining, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to have a good night. Hopefully this storm clears by the morning, and I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you guys for watching this week's episode. Make sure to stay tuned for more content coming out Sunday morning, 8 a.m. each week. As always, a special thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my Patreon page. Your support really means a lot, and it helps me to be able to keep doing what I love doing and bringing you guys new videos each week. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time.